Hey there folks, it's TM Trav here with ESO Tips, and November is here, which means we just got a new set of daily login rewards and a new Crown Store showcase, so I thought I'd put together a quick video to give you the highlights of what we'll be seeing this month. There are a few pretty great login rewards that you won't want to miss, and some interesting but fun entries coming up in the Crown Store, so let's get into it. Alright, so I'm going to go through most of these items somewhat quickly with a brief comment and a rating from 1 to 10 to give you an idea of how good I think the reward is. Now, as you can see, I've already claimed the Day 1 reward, which was 10 crown repair kits. I always like receiving these as they're way more convenient than the regular repair kits since you just use one and it repairs everything in your inventory, so I'll go with a 7 for this one. Very solid Day 1 reward. For Day 2, we have Crown Refreshing Drinks, and to be honest, I have never found a good use for these. Not sure why I have 145 in my inventory. I think I'll go ahead and destroy those after I'm done recording this. If I'm way off base here and there is a good use for these, let me know in the comments, but Day 2 is a 1 for me. Now, Day 3's reward is Crown Fortifying Meals, which is another item I don't mind receiving as they're nice for the not so serious content like normal dungeons, world boss encounters, and so on. I'll give Day 3 a 6.5 as these are slightly less useful than the repair kits in my opinion. For Day 4 we have Crown Lethal Poisons, and this might be a controversial take, but I immediately destroy these when I get them. I know they have some utility, but there are just so many better craftable poisons out there that I can't justify giving these space in my inventory. Again, let me know how wrong I am in the comments, but I'm giving these a 1 as well. Day 5's reward is an experience scroll, which I think we can all agree has some utility even for longtime players, so I'll give this one a 6.7. Day 6's 2 attribute respec scrolls are pretty nice, especially for pushing deep into the Infinite Archive when you need to spec a bit more into health on the fly. This one is a very solid 7.5 for me. Now, for the first quote-unquote big reward of the month on Day 7, we have 10 instant all research scrolls. This one is tough to grade because for me and anyone else who has completed the research grind, these scrolls have next to no utility and would probably be a 2 or a 2.5, but for those who are still on that grind, this would be an excellent reward in the 8.5 or 9 range. I think this one averages out at around a 5.9, a little better than a mediocre score due to the strong utility that some players can get out of these scrolls. Moving on to Day 8's Crown Mimic Stones, and I'll give these a quick 5. Not bad, but not really good either from my perspective as they have limited utility. For Days 9 through 11, we have skill line specific research scrolls. My earlier comments apply to these as well, but our score has to diminish a bit because they only work for their respective skill lines. I'll give each of these days a 4.6 and Day 12's single all research scroll a 5. On Day 13, we have Skill Respec Scrolls, another very solid reward that has a ton of utility for a wide variety of players. This one earns an 8.5 from me. Moving on to Days 14 and 15, what you might call the signature rewards for the month, we have the Cycle Behind the Stars face and body art. While I'm not usually a huge fan of most body markings, these are one of the rare exceptions. The style of these markings reminds me of Japanese wave tattoo art, and I really love that look, so these get a bit of a score bump due to my bias. The back piece is also really well done, with depictions of a few Khajiit and the lunar phases. I can definitely see a lot of people loving this body art. Face markings will always get a lower score from me than body markings, so Day 14 comes in at a 7. The body markings get a slightly better 7.5. Day 16's Crown Soul Gems are another one that I don't mind getting, but regular Soul Gems are pretty common, so this reward gets a 5. Next we have another slightly more potent experience scroll on Day 17, which I'll give a 6.8. Then Days 18 through 20 reward some nice gold mats, each of which gets an 8.3 from me because, let's be real, everyone loves gold mats. Now on Day 21 we have 300 Seals of Endeavor. To me, this is a pretty excellent reward as it gets you that much closer to being able to obtain an item that would typically cost real-world money. And it's even more seals than you can earn from a weekly endeavor. For those reasons, I'm giving this one a 9. I know that seems a little high, but anything that gets me closer to a Radiant Apex mount gets great marks in my book. Moving on to Days 22 through 24, we get 3 of each variety of mount training book. I am loving how often ZeniMax has thrown these into the login rewards as of late. The mount training grind is real, especially when you start a new character, so each of these days gets a 9 from me as well. Days 25 through 27 each get an 8 with more gold mats but fewer of each per day. Then rounding out the month we get the usual AP, Telvar, and gold rewards for days 28 through 30. Each of these days comes in at a 6, as currency is always nice, but these are pretty small amounts. With the scores for all 30 daily login rewards tallied, we come to an overall score for November's rewards of 6.57. While we do have a few top tier rewards this month, there are several relatively mediocre days and a couple items that I would consider essentially worthless. Even still, I'll be doing my best to log in every day to make sure I get those excellent late month rewards. Just a quick reminder before I flip over to the Crown Store showcase to hit those like and subscribe buttons. It really helps kick YouTube's algorithm in gear to get this video in front of more people, which is excellent for the channel's engagement. Thanks so much to all of you who take the time. Alright, now let's move on to the November Crown Store showcase. I'll be going over and briefly discussing each item in this announcement. I won't give a score to the entries on this list because of the subjective nature of cosmetics. Instead, I'll give my take on each item and whether I think it makes sense to buy it with your hard-earned money if it strikes your fancy. The first entry on the list is the item that comes free with ESO Plus this month, and surprise surprise, it's another painting. I'll claim it of course, but I doubt I'll ever display it in one of my houses. I really wish ZeniMax would start doing something a little different with the monthly free item. Maybe give us some kind of unique furnishing each month that isn't just another painting or statuette. Just my 2 cents. Next up, we have 2 featured items that will be available in exchange for crown gems or seals of endeavor. This Throne of the Lich does look pretty cool for a necromancer housing build, but I'm not sure I would spend gems or seals on it when I could save them for something like the other item in this section, the Symphony of Dawn Charger Mount. I've already seen some hate out there for this mount, but I have to say I really like it. The sword hands appear to be disconnected from the mount itself, which I think will look pretty awesome in game. I'm getting close to 16k seals and might consider spending them on this one with it being so unique. For this month's crown motifs, we have Westfield Legion and Silver Dawn. I always lean toward not buying something with real money if it's earnable in game, and with both of these motifs being available from daily rewards in Skingrad and rewards from the Moonhunter Keep dungeon respectively, I'd say that's the case here. If you're really interested in either motif, just go farm it yourself or buy it for gold in the traders. Silver Dawn in particular should be fairly inexpensive since it has been around for quite some time. Before we get to the outfit styles, I want to jump to the armory slot to say that if you're an ESO Plus subscriber and you think you might need another armory slot on one of your characters sometime soon, November 11th through the 18th is a great time to get one, as these slots will be discounted for ESO Plus members. November's list of outfit styles includes the Fearstruck Shield Artifact, the Evergloam Champion, Crested Viper, and Imperial Champion armor packs, and the Legacy of the Droif arms pack. None of these styles are earnable in-game, so if you like them, they might be worth picking up, as style pages sometimes don't return to the store for 2 years or more. From my perspective, Fearstruck, the Droif arms pack, and the Imperial Champion armor all look pretty good, but none of them stand out quite enough for me to commit to a purchase. Let me know what you guys think of these styles in the comments. Next up in the article are a couple of costumes, and you kind of have to really like these to make them worth buying since it's sort of an all or nothing look. Case in point, the Subterrane Excavator. Maybe if you're looking to RP as a miner, this would be a good buy, but otherwise I would stay away. This hat bundle is another one that I'm not really a huge fan of. Perhaps it would go well with a Halloween outfit or something, but even then I'm not sure I would be in the market. The next section on the list is everyone's favorite gambling addiction, crown crates. This month's crates are based on what I consider 2 of the most interesting cultures in Tamriel, the Aelids and the Yakaviri, and if past stints in the store are any indication, these 2 crate entries will include some highly sought after items. If I'm being honest with myself, even though I know I'll probably get potions and a bunch of dupes of non-combat pets, I'm sure I'll pick up a few of each while they're in the store. This month's featured furnishings are the Apocryphal Shifting Sculpture, the Clash of Fang and Flame Music Box, Cadwell's Astounding Portal, the Chapel of Zenithar Furnishing Pack, and the Gonfalon Galliard Music Box. To me, the only furnishing worth buying here, and I will most certainly be picking one up, is the Cadwell Portal. Cadwell is one of my favorite characters in the game, so to be able to summon him into my house at any time is absolutely something I'm interested in. The next section of the article includes the notable homes that will be available this month: the Grand Sijic Villa, High Hallow Hold, and Lakemire Zonmere Manor. All three of these houses look excellent from my perspective, but I know people really love the Grand Sijic Villa in particular, so if you've been waiting for it to reappear in the store, your chance is coming up between the 14th and the 27th. Next up, we have a house guest, Squire Caw of the Blackfeather Court. This guy appears in the Stonefalls public dungeon Crowswood as well as the Clockwork City DLC, and is a bit of a smartass from what I remember, so he might be worth picking up to put in your home if that's your thing. Also available this month will be the Flame Atronach Banker and Merchant, which I do think look pretty awesome. If you don't already have a banker and a merchant and are in the market for them, then I definitely recommend hiring these two fiery fiends to take care of all your lovely loot. For this month's direct purchase mounts, we have the Shallow Stalker Ornog, the Black Drake Howler, the Oaken Order Mountain Goat, and the Turquoise War Pangrit. Now, I know these aren't as magnificent as a Radiant Apex, but the Ornog and the Pangrit are pretty damn cool looking in my opinion. Will I be buying them? No. But I wouldn't blame someone for doing so either. And now last and most certainly least, we have this month's direct purchase pets: the Blightlord Skeever, Scruffy Skyrim Paint Pony, and Breton Terrier. Listen, I'm sorry, but I would never recommend specifically purchasing a non-combat pet with your real dollars. If you get one in a crate, that's one thing, but there are so many of these things that you can earn in-game that I simply can't justify buying these with crowns. Alright folks, that about wraps it up. Do you agree with my takes, or do I just have garbage taste? Let me know in the comments what you think about the November login rewards and Crown Store items. On another note, I'm thrilled to share that I recently met the requirements for YouTube's monetization program. Words can't express how grateful I am for each one of you who has supported the channel. This is an enormous milestone for ESO Tips, but we still have a long way to go. I'm excited to keep making content that our community enjoys, so be sure to like and comment on the videos that you find most interesting or helpful. If you're feeling especially supportive, all my videos now have Super Thanks enabled, which is essentially a tip jar that also allows you to post a distinct, colorful comment that's sure to stand out. Supporting ESO Tips in this way will put a huge smile on my face, as well as help offset some of the significant time, effort, and money I continue to invest in the channel. Thanks in advance to anyone who chooses to do so, and keep your eyes peeled for a shoutout in my next video. Special thanks to Jerry, Chef, Crispy, Gerb, Tala, Brew, Baz, Zoo, the Dynasty of Tamriel Guild, and my wonderful wife. Also, we're on the road to 2,000 subscribers, so if you haven't subscribed yet, go ahead and click that button for easy access to my upcoming content and to help me reach that next milestone. Finally, if you found this video interesting or helpful, don't forget to feed that algorithm with a like and share with a friend if you're so inclined. Thanks for watching, and bye for now.